Have we put in a local top on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and what will happen to altcoins if we have? That's what I'm going to explore in this video, and we're going to get straight into it with the BTC chart. So not much to look at on the higher time frames. Nothing has really happened since our video on Monday. A slight push up on the weekly, but it's really the daily that gives me cause for concern, mainly due to this 30.8k daily level, which we have been looking at for well over a week now. We found it very difficult, or Bitcoin found it very difficult to get a daily close over 30.8k. As you can see, multiple tests and rejections. We finally got a daily break over it on Monday, came up to about 31.2, nice strong daily close, and then immediately the day after, on Tuesday, we rejected, come back down, closed slightly below it, and then yesterday we had a bearish retest and rejected off it, coming all the way down to about 30.2. Today we are pushing up and retesting it again. We've had quite a strong movement this morning. As you see, the past 3 1-hour candles pretty strong, but coming up to this resistance again, as I say, about 30.8, and having a tough time getting above it. So my cause for concern is that we've rode this wave of the ETF news since 25k. We've come up to 30.8, found it very difficult to get over it. We finally did, but there was no momentum, no push up from there. So has the momentum dissipated? Have we run out of that momentum? And are we now going to see a bit of a deeper retracement, a bit of a deeper pullback to shake out longs, grab some liquidity, and see where we go from there? So as I've highlighted before, my next levels of support, we've already tested 29.6k a couple of times, particularly on that big Darth Maul day on Friday, where the ETF sort of delay came out, where they came out and said that they weren't too happy with the filings. They resubmitted that, basically naming Coinbase as the custody, as the custodian for the spot ETF. So we've already tested that. If we were to lose that level, as I've talked about, we then have this big level here at 28k. Of course, let's not forget on the higher time frames, on the monthly, 29.3, we really don't want to see a monthly close below 29.3, because that would just make this a deviation similar to, this 29.3 level, very similar to the 30.8k daily level, in the sense that it took a long time to get over the top. Same with this monthly level, 29.3. We finally got over the top. We really don't want to see then a roll back over and get back under support, because that would just be a big deviation, loss of momentum, and probably head much lower. So keeping an eye on that over the next couple of days. We've obviously got a weekly close coming up in a couple of days as well, but really this 30.8k day level, pretty important in my opinion. And the same goes for Ethereum. So the 1940 day level, again, multiple attempts to get above it. The only time we did was back on the 5th of May, and then we rejected straight away the day after, got right back under it, well below 1900. And so this happened again back on Monday. So same as BTC, strong daily close above the 1940 day level, but then immediately the following Tuesday got back under it, bearish retest yesterday and rejected. As you can see, we're not quite as high as Bitcoin in terms of retesting that 1940 level, but the same applies. We've had a lot of momentum here. It's been halted. We finally got over that daily level, but there was no push on from that, and so rolling back over. The next levels for me on Ethereum, the 1821 level has been tested a multitude of times, and then it's just that same old story that I've been going over for the past couple of months. You've got the weekly support at 1783 and the monthly support at 1721. And again, much like Bitcoin, we've been talking about this on Ethereum, but the level keeps holding. You don't want to see this roll over and get back under 1721 for a monthly close, because again, this just means that this is a deviation. And Ethereum, especially even on the monthly time frame, we've got over this key monthly resistance, but we've just not really pushed on. The only time we really pushed on was back in April, where we pushed up to 2.1k. But as I showed you on the daily time frame, the very next day, we just dumped straight back down and came all the way back down to 1783. So have Bitcoin and Ethereum essentially reached their local top, used up momentum dissipated, and are they going to roll over now back down to lower supports? Have to wait and see. In terms of alts, so we were looking at ETH BTC over the past, or this week I should say, on Monday. We talked about this deviation back into the weekly range low, which is a bullish sign. However, very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, ETH BTC just hasn't managed to push on since that positive sign. As you can see, we wicked up and now looking like quite a bearish candle. However, it is still holding support at the moment on that weekly range low. So a couple more days to go. If we go down to the daily, as you can see, so it's got a couple more days. We're on Thursday. We've got 3 more days to go after this. Maybe it manages to hold this weekly range low and then has a rally. But if not, if this weekly range low is lost, then it looks like we are going to go further down, despite that bullish sign of the deviation back into the range. So where does that leave alt? So we looked at a few pairs on Monday, looked at some potential trades should things shape up, and unfortunately it's been a bit of a boring week. Not much really changed. As you can see, this was where I said about ADA BTC were barely moved from that entry point. I just quickly grab my tool. So we were looking at entering about I mean, it's literally 1%, so it's not moved at all. The point still stands. You could see a bounce and recovery here from ADA BTC. I think I had that level marked out just there. It's disappeared. Where was it? I think it was that one there. So as I say, you could see that weekly level hold and bounce up to the next weekly level. Again, depending on ETH BTC holding its own support. Matic, again, as we said, holding this weekly level. This was where we talked about entering on Monday, and again, it's about 2.5% down. Again, you could basically hold on to this until ETH BTC makes a decision, and you shouldn't be too far wrong on BNB. This is the only one that's really moved this week, unfortunately, to the downside, and this was the daily levels of invalidation I put out there around 8,000 sats. You can see daily close below, bearish retest yesterday, and not looking particularly strong today. So again, I think that moved maybe 2 or 3% to the downside. 3.5%. Again, not a bank breaker. If you jumped out on the daily close below, then very, very small loss, out for a scratch. You could wait to see if this daily level gets reclaimed, or if we come down and retest that weekly level for a better entry. Again, you really just want to keep your eye on BTC and Ethereum. If BTC can reclaim 30.8, then that is definitely a good sign. Of course, if Ethereum reclaims 1940, even better. And then, as I say, ETH BTC trying to hold that weekly level again. If that manages to hold the weekly level, then you've got a chance of these altcoins popping off. If we go to the USDT side of things, ADA not really moved again since Monday. So this was Monday's candle here, down maybe 1 or 2%. Matic come up to this monthly level for a bearish retest. So I spoke about it potentially making it all the way up to 76 cents, which would have been my ideal entry because you got the top of the monthly range there. If you go into the weekly, you see all these candle wicks and bodies closing on 76 cents, sorry, and on the daily as well. Lots of daily candle wicks and closes again, but it didn't quite make it up there. And then in terms of BNB, again, this is the only one that's really moved, and all my TA, it's down on the weekly, there we go. Let's go to the daily. Again, it's not really moved too much. This was my daily level of invalidation at around 241, and you can see we closed below that yesterday, having a potential bearish retest again today. So if you've jumped into this, you could see whether this gets reclaimed or not, and then make a decision from there. So as I say, not really too much action this week. The things to watch out for: BTC, Ethereum, their daily levels, and then if ETH BTC can hold the weekly level. I'm not around now next week, so no video Monday and Friday. Got a week off, so I will rejoin you the following week. Before I do go though, big thank you for the support we've had so far this year. We started a new routine as of January, and it's gone down really well. Really appreciate all the support, the likes, the comments, etc. So and all, welcome to all the new subscribers as well. So really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Not here next week, so I will join you the following week. So have a good weekend, have a good week next week, and see you on Monday the 17th.